Inland Sports.
On the Inland Sports Show, the brand new head football coach for your Lakeside Lancers, Austin Jones. And Coach, listen, not too long ago, we were probably watching you on TV run the football for USC and, in Stanford before that. I'm just curious. I ask a lot of, former players who become coaches, in the back of their mind, did they always know they wanted to be a coach, or did the opportunity come up and you're like, wow, I just can't pass up on it? I mean, how did this kind of come together for you?
No, absolutely. I always knew it was going to be a transition for me to start coaching. I always been that person that's, know the playbook in and out, do extra study and all that stuff. So the coaching piece is always kind of something that I always thought about. And, given the opportunity here, I was like, man, it'd be great to, go to a program that, has been struggling, hasn't had a lot of success in the past couple of years. And, like I told, our principal, told the AD, I was just telling them, like, it's easy to go to a spot that's already, successful. It's easy to just sit there and have a culture that's already built, winning success that's already kind of made up for them. But for me, it's like to be able to build a program from the ground up is something that I would have more, value in than I would be just taking over a program itself that's already has a culture as well.
Well, Coach, it looks like you're already in your office. You got the Lakeside gear on. So if you had a to-do list right now, what's near the top of that to-do list? What are you working on like right now to get ready for the upcoming fall?
Cleaning the office. No, I'm just, no, right now it's just, our first 4 months are going to be really just, predicated on just getting stronger and faster. I think that's something that, we watching the film and everything, that's something that has been lacking. Obviously getting more and more kids that are at the school who have kind of gotten away from the program or kind of gotten away from sports and getting them to come back, to playing. There's a lot of kids out around campus, just me walking around and seeing all of them that, are coming up to me that want to play that, either, play before and haven't, or, just waiting for the opportunity to have a coach who's going to be there for them.
Mm-hmm.
And, I can be that person to kind of relate to them, given that I just stopped playing like a couple months ago, so it's one of those things, man. You just gotta just be there for the kid. That's the biggest thing. And just moving forward, obviously our first 4 months, like I said, is going to be, running and lifting. That's going to be the biggest thing. Getting stronger, getting faster. That's something that we need to improve on a lot. From there, then you would be, we'll have a kind of a late spring ball, just in the sense that, we're going to get the kids right, obviously, through, like, if you're a really good athlete and you're strong and you're ready to run, you're fast and all that, like, that will take care of itself as far as how football goes. But that's the biggest thing that we got to handle. Then from there, we'll obviously get into practice, have a dead period, get right into, our summer ball, all the way into the season, and then just go out there and win games. And, a lot of people are used to having a losing culture around here, especially with just like the students, the kids. They're not used. They haven't won a game in 2 years. So the biggest thing for us is, just taking it one game at a time and seeing kind of how it all fits. But at the end of the day, what an opportunity it is, right, to be a 23-year-old head coach. A lot of people probably are sitting there thinking, what are they thinking at Lakeside High School hiring a 23-year-old kid? But at the end of the day, it's one of those things where it's like my age doesn't depict, how I kind of go about things in the way that I kind of, approach things. I got, older siblings that are way older than me. So I've had to grow up a lot quicker, and mature a lot more. So, and as people come around the program, people get to, meet me and see me and everything like that. They'll get a feel for that. So.
Well, Coach, what you might lack in coaching experience, obviously you played big-time college football. How do you think your experiences at USC and Stanford will translate to, high school football players and motivating them, coaching them, giving them the latest in information that you were able to garner at, two big-time, well, at the time, Pac-12 football programs, I assume, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I just got done playing. I've been in the two offenses that I've been in. One was pro style, where you had to know everything, kills, obviously. There's three plays in one, especially when you're in a pro style. And just, then going on with Lincoln Riley, where, we game planned every single week, and it was basically a new playbook every single week. So there's the coaching experience deals with, a lot of people are going to be like, does he know how to put it together? I mean, I pretty much had to coach myself every single day. I know how this thing goes and just the disciplines that it takes. Then of course I had, David Shaw, who's an amazing coach. He's, who he is and what he stood for and how he kind of ran his program. I got to watch that. I got to watch Lincoln, what we did at USC my 2 years there. I mean, there's a lot of success that I've already had seen. And then I had the opportunity to go to Commanders, still under the same offense under Cliff Kingsbury, who me and him were really cool. Um, Got to see Dan Quinn, how he kind of, brought his culture in and now obviously the success. So the biggest thing is, I mean, a lot of people are going to think like the coaching experience is what you need. Well, you need the job to get the experience, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, um, I've like you said, I played a lot of big time football. I played at all three levels, and I know how this game works through the ins and outs. I already had I had my playbook for the past, you know, 4 months. Harder had it set up for what we're going to do here, and how we're going to call it and how we're going to move forward. So it's just one of those things. People always are hesitant with young coaches, but at the end of the day, the playing experience, knowing how the ins and outs of the game, that is something that you can't take away from. There's a lot of coaches that haven't even played the game, so they know just from watching film and stuff, which I already do as is, and now I'm the player, so I actually know like what plays work, what coverages we're going to work, how we're going to do that. Because you have to, especially when you get to that high level of football.
Hmm.
You're not just running, low league 26 power. That's not a thing anymore when you get to that level. So it's just when you've done it for so long, you play for so long since a kid, and now you get to grow in it, and have the coaches that I had that are just very successful, obviously, and very offensive minded coaches, and have successful players, and I had successful time playing as well. Now you get to see kind of the sentiments of that and how it kind of moves forward. So yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds like, Coach, you're going to kind of lean into your experiences and where you've played. Is it safe to say that maybe you'll take a little bit of what you learned playing at the high school level, and a little bit from Stanford, and a little bit from USC, and a little bit from the NFL experience, and just terms of how you prepare, how you run practice, the kind of plays that you're going to call? You're going to take a little bit from each of your football stops and kind of make your own coaching style.
No, absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. I'm definitely going to take. I mean, the main things I'll probably take is mostly just from my times at USC and times at the Commanders, because I've been in that offense, and I know that offense through and through. Stanford definitely takes some pieces from there as well. Obviously, with Coach Shaw being who he is and such a great coach, obviously, and then high school as well is just the biggest thing is you got to set the culture. That's the first thing and to building a program. The culture, like there's a motto that I go by and that I have is, the culture is the catalyst. The culture starts it. It feeds the players. It feeds how we're going to do things, how we're going to go about deals. And the biggest thing with us is just honing in on that culture and getting a bunch of buy-in, not only from the kids itself. We already have the help of all the administration, which has been a huge thing. They're really bought into this thing. They really want to see a successful program. So I already have them. Now it's just got to be the players and the parents, And once we get that culture and that culture of, how we run things, showing up early, working out, doing all that stuff, like it'll be ran like a college program, And a lot of these kids, they don't necessarily see themselves as that college athlete, but I'm gonna give them an opportunity to show them what it takes, because there's no trick to getting to where you want to go as far as college football, NFL football. There's no trick to it. It's a simple fact of the matter is you have to come out, you have to work hard, you got to make plays, and you just got to be yourself each and every day. And I would definitely, I mean, all the way to running practice, like we're gonna run it just like how I ran it in college, the exact same way. It's all gonna be predicated on the experiences that I have, because those experiences is something that a lot of people never even got.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so just having that and understanding that and just continue to move forward. There's a lot of people that, you know, are going to have their opinions of how I do things, but I'm doing what works and what I know works from because I did it. I played in that practice atmosphere, that office atmosphere. Like we're going to be, we're doing a lot of competitive work. We're not going to be, sitting here and, kind of have the generic high school practice. You just come out, throw the ball a little bit, do a couple plays, everything's slow. We're going to be fast paced. We're going to be on and we're going to be working. I mean, that's what it is. Like that's how college was for me. So it's one of those things where my experience is going to take me much farther than it would me settling. So yeah.
Coach, what do you think? Obviously, I'm a glass half full guy. I try to keep it positive. But, what do you think are some of the challenges of taking over a program? Like you said, they haven't won a game in a couple seasons, and just trying to, build that confidence and maybe build some excitement. Like you said, trying to just recruit kids on your own campus to, come play football and trying to get the numbers up and get people excited that, Lakeside has a football team and we are going to be competitive. What do you think are some of the challenges, trying to make that happen?
Oh, like I said, I mean, the biggest thing is just, fixing the culture of what it is. I mean, a lot of, parents and players they've seen the past couple of years, obviously not winning two games. I mean, not winning a game. Past 2 years, 0-20 in the past, and they before that they were 4-6 or whatnot. So it's like they're so used to losing, like they're used to that being kind of what it is. And the biggest challenge that we're going to have is just kind of fixing the mindset of the kids who are trying to bring on, and also the ones who are already on the team,
Mm-hmm.
and let them know, yes, we're going to win games. And there's no trick to winning games. It's just being consistent, coming in and working every single day, and then just kind of let it all hang from there, and just go out there and give your A1 effort. That's really what it is. So that's going to be the biggest thing, just fixing the culture. Because everything else will take care of itself. There's all the little stuff that you're going to deal with as a coach. That's what every program deals with. But the biggest thing, if you can fix the culture, that will set you up for a lot of success that we will have. But that's just going to be the bigger challenge is that they didn't necessarily have a program where they were lifting a lot. They were doing a lot of things that are pushing them towards or having them look forward to what the season would look like.
Mm-hmm.
They're just kind of just going out there and playing. Where it's like for me, we got to work, and the work starts, Saturday for us. Like that's where it starts. That's where we start to get some football stuff in. We're starting to do a lot of sprint stuff, sprint mechanics, learning how to run, learning how to lift, learning how to do things, because they haven't had that support as far as sports goes. They have the administrative support, they have the academic support, they have all that. But athletically, as far as like football goes, all the other sports are, they've all the other sports have their support. Athletically, as far as football, there's not enough support,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of what it is. So we're gonna have a way to continue to move that forward, and they just need a coach to be on campus every single day here pushing them. I mean, I'm gonna be here every single day, all day. And there's a couple of kids that I talked to. I talked to them for just 2 hours, telling them how much different this is gonna be, and they're already kind of getting a sentiment of how I'm gonna run things. And I tell the kids, it's not gonna. I'm 23 years old. Like I know how this thing goes. So I'm not gonna be sitting here trying to be a drill sergeant. I'm gonna meet you where you are, and I'm gonna take you farther than where you want to go. So.
All right, Coach, finally, X's and O's wise, without giving away all your secrets, what are you hoping to see from your team? Are you a guy who wants to throw 50 times a game? You're a former running back, so are you going to be run heavy? Are you going to put your best players on defense? Like, what's this team going to look like, you think?
I mean, it's going to be easy to say, but it's going to be even balanced, and it's just going to depend on the game itself. There's going to be times where we're going to have to pass a lot. If we kind of see matchups where we kind of like, there's going to be times where we're going to run where we can beat them up in the trenches. But I mean, the biggest thing for me is, we're going to get our athletes the ball in space. Like that's what we're going to do and let them work, like out athlete people. And that's going to be predicated on those first 4 months of us getting obviously stronger and faster,
Yeah.
or from there and building the skills that we're going to do on Saturdays as well. But the biggest thing is just letting them be them. Like I'm gonna scheme up some plays for you, but at the end of the day, you got to go make the play. And not everything's gonna be open. We're not gonna try to scheme up the best play for every situation each time. We got to let our players be players and let them show the God-given ability that they have, and just go out there and have fun. That's the biggest thing, and just have some swag about yourself. That's what it's gonna be. It's not gonna be just the generic kind of offense where we're just gonna just run here, run there. No, we're gonna put some flair to it. But at the end of the day, we're gonna be predicated on just our athletes getting out in space, spreading teams out and just kind of just letting them work from there. And then obviously when we get the opportunity, we'll beat them up on the run as well. So we'll have a lot of different things kind of going in, and like my man Lincoln, we'll be game planning for each team just like how he did it. Because I think that's why he's so successful. You don't know what's gonna come each week. So just having that for sure.
So a lot going on behind the scenes, like people think, oh, you just roll the footballs out and you grab one and you start playing. It's like, no, man, there's a lot of prep work, a lot of, on purpose. Things are happening on purpose, not by accident. Like there's a plan behind
Absolutely.
a lot of this stuff, it sounds like.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's there's. I mean, I planned out the entire year what we're gonna do already. Like it's already set, and then I would just got to just figure out, other details that we need to kind of figure out for outside of the program. Obviously, building because the biggest way to build a culture, obviously, is getting around each other more. And not we're not just gonna be only on a football basis. We'll try to do, some team events and stuff. And with those events, we'll have parents and everything trying to come in and their kids or whatnot. Like get us around each other, so we're starting to get used to each other, how each other operates, and then from there we'll build, But the biggest thing is just building that kind of family atmosphere, and from there we'll just hone in on it and just keep moving forward.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the gig. Best of luck going forward, and
Yes,
let's
sir.
do this again soon in the future, man. Check in with you guys and see how it's going as we lead into, the 2025 season. That sounds crazy to say, but here we go.
Here we go. No, it does. Not for sure. I love to do it again, and you got my number, so anytime you want to hit me up, man, let me know. I'll definitely hop on.
Inland Sports.